Atencia with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We're at the Scleroderma Foundation. Since 1998, this national organization has been providing the support, education, and research for those affected with this disease, not only locally, but nationwide. I am joined today with Cindy and John. Why don't we begin with both of you first. Cindy, share with me a little bit your background and why it is you got involved with this organization.
Well, my background is as a CPA. I've been involved with the organization since 2001 when I helped start the chapter in Colorado, and I got involved because my mother had scleroderma. She passed away from the disease 8 years ago. I'd served as a board member until I came on as our one and only chapter staff person in 2010.
Wonderful. John, let me ask you, as the chapter president here, has this been something that you've been involved with in the past, or is this something that became out of a need to want to give back to the society?
I had a friend that had scleroderma, and I asked her one time how they raised money. She said with a walk in Cherry Creek State Park in June, and so I attempted to volunteer for that, and I was asked to join the board, and I joined the board 5.5 years ago. I'm in the second year of my term as president.
Wonderful. Why don't we begin, first of all, let's educate the viewers out there what this disease is. Kind of give me the short version of it, if you will.
Scleroderma is an autoimmune disease. It literally means hard skin, so patient's skin will thicken and tighten because the body produces too much collagen. It's the body attacking itself with an autoimmune disease. It can go internal and do the same thing to the internal organs. In a lot of cases, patients' gastrointestinal tract, heart, kidneys, lungs will be infected by the disease too.
So basically, as the Greek words imply, we're talking hardening of the skin. Mm-hmm. And so let me ask you one of the things, is this something that is contagious? I mean, can people be infected by this?
No, and it is believed about 25% of the population is genetically predisposed to an autoimmune disease. The actual cause is not known. More and more they're believing environment plays a factor in it.
Wonderful. Let's begin, first of all, with the symptoms. Obviously, different people have different symptoms. Can you give me an example of possibly like a mild case versus that more of chronic or even life-threatening?
Well, scleroderma is a chronic and progressive disease, and it manifests itself in a number of ways. It can be as limited as Raynaud's phenomena, which is cold hands that are very sensitive to the cold, to the thickening of the skin. Could be gastrointestinal driven with reflux. Many ways it manifests itself. Probably the mildest would be the cold hand syndrome.
Interesting. So as you spoke of earlier, Cindy, basically it can affect different parts of the body. How do they go about diagnosing this?
It is generally a blood test that will confirm or disaffirm the disease, which is not always 100% accurate. If there's skin involvement, a doctor who is familiar with the disease, of which there are not that many, can look at the skin and identify it that way. Interesting.
Do the symptoms, are they similar to other autoimmune? So therefore, is it sometimes hard to diagnose?
Very. A lot of the same symptoms as many other autoimmune diseases. Raynaud's phenomenon, lupus, multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, all very similar.
Let me ask you, first of all, when were you diagnosed with the disease, and how long has it been?
I was diagnosed in April of 2013.
2013?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Somebody new to the disease here. Was this a disease that you had never heard of before?
No, I had heard of it. I'm a nurse, so I had heard of it. I didn't know a lot about it until I was diagnosed.
Share with me a little bit about what the foundation is able to provide as in the way of support that has been helpful for you.
Education, primarily. The patient education day was very enlightening for me. They've also have good contacts. For example, doctors and specialists that are very important to.
Any time an onset of a disease comes on, be it mild or severe, obviously someone out there feels alone. What would you tell somebody that is possibly just experiencing this right now, and what would you explain to them how the program can help them?
You're not alone, and there are people who understand, and there are people who can help. and help you navigate the medical field, the emotional part of it, and just understand what you're going through and what your family is going through.
Interesting. As you had mentioned before, basically we don't really know what the cause is. We don't have a cure for it. Is this basically why research is so important?
Absolutely. Research continues to be important to find a cause and a cure for the disease. The mission of our chapter and of the national chapter is support of patients and caregivers, of education to both the general public and the medical profession, and research, and the awareness challenge that we have to get funds to complete the research is our biggest challenge.
Wonderful. And obviously, viewers, one of the ways we educate anyone nowadays is through their website. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, what you're going to see is the website. On the website, first of all, you can take a look and see where some of the chapters are located. Possibly if you're not here in Denver, they've got over 24 chapters that are serving the nation. They've got over 150 support groups out there as well. And like Cindy said, always growing and adding to it. Obviously, one of the main reasons, too, is you can get involved with the organization, be it through volunteering or possibly donations as well. Basically just educating and sharing with social media. You can find their Facebook page out there as well. Let's touch on a little bit as far as the program itself, getting involved. I imagine when someone is diagnosed with this disease, the first things they want to do is educate themselves. You make it very possible because of Education Daily, conferences, events. Share with me what goes on at some of these.
Well, our National Patient Education Conference is coming up in July in Anaheim, California. Last year, over 500 patients, caregivers attended that event. Just an opportunity for them to get together, meet each other, and share what's going on with the disease, how it's affecting them personally. May or may not be how it's affecting someone else that they meet. We also have local support groups here in Colorado. Our chapter supports groups in Denver, Fort Collins, Grand Junction, and Colorado Springs. And we also have an annual Patient Education Day for our local members that we partnership with National Jewish Health to present.
Wonderful. So this foundation is providing ways that research can happen, obviously grants out there. I imagine as elections come up, it's important for the public to be out there talking with their representatives, letting them know this is a vital issue with them as well. What about volunteering? Is that something that's needed? I mean, you've got events going on. Is that a way the public can get involved?
Absolutely. We are a volunteer-driven organization. Volunteers are very important to us, because we do have education events, we have fundraising events, and those are supported by a good volunteer staff. So volunteers are always welcome. And we allow volunteers to say, here's my skill set, here's the number of hours I'd like to work, and we match them then with that volunteer job. Gary, another thing about our advocacy program that is happening right now, in fact, today, we have a group of people on the Hill in Washington, D.C. with a luncheon for the Congress people to learn more about scleroderma. But recently, scleroderma was eligible for research money from the Department of Defense, had been since 2005 to 2014, received about $10 million that was used for research to find the cause and the cure, and the Senate has taken us out of that eligible list. And so I am urging people to write their senators, and it's in the U.S. Senate, to ask them to support scleroderma to be relisted on that eligible research list of diseases.
So very important for an advocate out there. Basically, those voices do matter, because when the research dollars disappear, obviously that's a big detriment to the organization.
Yes, there's most of the private funding is through the Scleroderma Foundation, but the public funding through the Department of Defense is very key.
Wonderful. Last time viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see their website as well as their contact information. We're here at the Denver chapter right here, and it's real easy to get involved. You can become an advocate as simple as maybe contacting your representative, let them know this is an important issue for people to be educated on. You can also volunteer your time, make a donation, become a member, even go online, shop online, and your purchases will go towards the program here as well. Remember that is a Scleroderma Foundation providing support, education, and research. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.
Full-service barbershop that caters to men's unique style and personality. Stylists are trained in shaving, haircutting, beard trimming, and designing, shampooing, and styling. Escape into a world of total comfort, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Treat yourself to an experience of a quality haircut, face shaves with a straight razor or safety razor, massage therapy, manicure, pedicure, color, or wax performed by the specially selected Knockouts girls. Indulge yourself with a unique Knockouts cut, style, or other grooming service. Our first-class service includes today's most advanced coloring and hair management techniques and products. Our staff are specially selected and your services are assured. As always, walk-ins are welcome. Don't leave your appearance to just any salon. You deserve the best in men's hair care and grooming. Knockouts, the best place for men's hair care and grooming.
Fisher Van Lines is a family-owned and operated Denver mover with the experience and resources to manage your residential or commercial relocation. From planning and packing, transport, and unpacking, we offer an array of professional moving and storage solutions to meet your needs. When you choose Fisher Van Lines as your Denver movers, you get a trained professional staff to ensure your move is well executed, on time, and on budget.
Medical Massage International provides the public with independent, competent healthcare practitioners through the art of massage. We train therapists to last and sustain a career beyond our school by entering them into the medical world of massage. Establishing core values within our students to bring out the best in themselves is our goal. You too can join this diverse group of therapists to thrive in the medical massage world.
This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. We are at Lightning Labels. Since 2002, they have been providing custom labels and stickers printed lightning fast for customers across the nation. I'm here with the manager, Julie. Thank you for joining us here today. Why don't we begin, first of all, for yourself. How did you get involved in this type of industry with the company here?
Well, I started back in 1987 in printing, and it was flexographic printing then, and then it grew to where I'm in digital printing now, from envelopes to labels, and it's just such a growing business that it's very exciting and dynamic.
Wonderful. You've been at it for some time. So let's start off, first of all, before we discuss some of the products you offer. We're talking about digital printing. Share with us, before digital came along, how was this type of thing done?
Well, it was done flexigraphically, so you had to have a plate for each copy that you were going to print. So it was very expensive and very time consuming. So when digital printing came along, it was made it very easy for customers to order many copies and small quantities for a reasonable cost. So that's why it keeps growing.
Wonderful. I mean, let me ask you this. Obviously, digital printing is the newer process, but have you even seen digital printing improve throughout the years?
Yes, it's always improving. New equipment's coming out, new processes. So it's very high quality, and again, it's dynamic and continuing to grow in all areas.
Digital printing is basically what you offer here, but more than that, your team really has mastered the process. Share with me some of the state-of-the-art equipment that basically the labels come out of.
Yes, we have HP Indigo presses. We have 2 of them here, and that's what we print on, and they move into our die cutting equipment, which actually we just purchased a new die cutter, and we received that on Saturday. So we continue to keep on top of the industry trends with the equipment we have.
Wonderful. So obviously the quality is there in digital. Like you say, it was a very slow process before. You offer a great quality product, but you guys basically set a new standard because of the fact that you like fast turnarounds. Why is that important for the company?
Well, fast turnarounds are important because a lot of the customers need their labels quickly. Maybe the label was the last thing they thought about on their product. And once they decide on the design, then they want the label. So having a 48-hour turn for us at Lightning sets us apart from many of the digital manufacturers.
Absolutely. So basically the equipment makes it possible for you to do that, especially for a smaller run, small companies. But quite honestly, the philosophy is really what you're known for, and that's lightning fast.
Exactly, and we do small companies, large companies, and everything in between. So again, the specialty is a lot of copies, small and large quantities, and excellent quality.
Wonderful. Obviously, we can't touch on every type of product you offer out there as far as what you can put labels and stickers on. Let's talk about a few of your popular ones. Let's begin with wine bottles, beverage bottles. What do you offer there?
Yes, we offer wine labels and many types of different labels for wines. We offer beer labels. A lot of people, especially in Colorado, like to brew their own beer and like to put their own label on the beer. So we do those. We do specialty hot sauces, jellies, jams. A lot of people, especially during the poor economy, just turned to entrepreneurs and they started their own business. And so that's where we really found we had a niche.
Well, like you say, being headquartered here in Denver, obviously we are a beer capital here. And really, I see many times folks are basically keeping their empty wine bottles or even beer bottles kind of as an art collection. So obviously you want to make sure it's done right.
Absolutely, and I know for myself, I purchase wine a lot of times by the label. So if the labels are bright and colorful and talk about what where the wine comes from, then I think most people have a good chance of getting it sold on the shelf.
Wonderful. Another product that you offer out there is that for bath and body products. I mean, quite honestly, you must have hundreds of die sizes and shapes that you guys have to provide because they come in all different sizes.
We do, and we have probably over 1,500 sizes, dies. And if we don't have a die that you need for your product or the size you need, then we can purchase it. So first we'll give you the opportunity to go ahead and say, okay, well, we have a die that's close, will it work? And if not, then we'll purchase a die that will work for you.
Wonderful. Once again, being a small company, it's a very customized approach you take with each customer out there. One of the places I would imagine that you really want to get the customer's attention is that in food products, like you said, sauces, that type of thing. Obviously, you want the product to jump off the shelf there. Share with me what you're able to offer as far as some of the food products.
Hot sauces, barbecue sauces. What we do is we'll take the customer's artwork and we'll offer suggestions on how to make the label pop. It might be a different type of material, or it might be a different type of laminate that will hopefully make their product stand out on the shelf.
Wonderful. Not only is the label really a marketing tool that really gets a product noticed, but it's also very practical because we're talking about ingredients that are marked. Obviously, accuracy has to be very important.
Absolutely, and what we do is we go through a proofing process. So when we get the artwork for the customer, we proof it and our art department proofs it. We send them a proof to okay, and basically, Gary, it goes through a proofing process 2 times to make sure it's accurate.
Wonderful. Speaking of ingredients, labels, basically the nutraceuticals, that is something that obviously it's got to be right, even government standards, I imagine.
Absolutely, and they continue to change. So a lot of times we can't exact reprint on a nutraceutical label because the standards and the FDA requires something a little bit different. Any health food store that has all the products in it will constantly be changing on what their label looks like because of the government requirements.
Wonderful. Folks, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, you'll get a clearer idea of all the products that they offer. We've touched on only a few here today. You can also see some great samples of work that they've done in the past. Check out, if you're not sure, you don't have an idea, obviously they've been doing this for many years, so they can help you down that road as well. You can also request a quote right there online, and if you would like, you can order right there online as well. Or if not, just give them a call. They're basically local here in Denver, Colorado is their headquarters. Let me ask you, we've talked a lot about products here. They're great marketing tools. They can be different. We're talking about exciting, vibrant, or they can be subtle, classy, you name it. What about stickers, labels for even putting on their windows or maybe automobiles? Do you provide that as well?
Absolutely, we do a clear removable that can be printed with anything that the customer would like. You can put it on windows, your sliding glass window, your car window. We've done a lot of different prints for companies who maybe are sending out a direct mail package and they want to send out a window decal of their company or company logo.
Absolutely. Speaking of ideas, if you go to their website, again, it's right there on the bottom of the screen. They've even got an idea tab right there where they give you some ideas of packaging. You can take a look at different samples they have right there. Testimonials are on the website of folks that they've been able to serve in the past. And if you're not sure of the quality you're going to be getting here, request a sample pack. They would be glad to send one out to you as well. And keep in mind, you can do all your ordering right there online. And even though they're using modern, state-of-the-art equipment, they prefer to go ahead and provide old-fashioned customer service for all of their customers. So give them a call. They're just a phone call away. That is Lightning Labels here in Denver, Colorado. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV. Until next time, if you know of a business who you feel the whole city should know about, nominate them, we'll send a reporter out. This is Gary Atencio from CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.